In today's video, we're going to do a full beginner's guide of the DJI Osmo Pocket. So if you want to learn the basics from taking photos and videos to then optimizing your video footage and going through all of the menus and settings on the DJI Osmo Pocket, you're in the right place. What's up guys, it's your boy JT and welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, thank you for the support that you guys have given on all of my content. You guys are really kind of interacting with all my videos and that's really helping grow my channel. Likewise, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do, as it can help me grow and then I can put out more videos for you guys. Alright, so today we're going to be looking through all of the menu settings and kind of setting up a full beginner's guide of the DJI Osmo Pocket. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is turn on the device. So you press the button next to the record button. If you hold that, the gimbal will start up. So the next thing you can do is swipe from right to left. Here you can see all of the shooting modes. So you've got photo, video, slow-mo, time-lapse and panoramic. If you look at the photo, you can swipe from right to left again and you can choose your ratios and any kind of timers or countdowns that you want to do. We go to video and then you swipe across, you can see further settings, so what resolution and frames per second. So you can start at the lowest at 1080p, which is 16:9, 2.7K or 4K, and then the frames per second you can then adjust that accordingly. Just remember that you can't do face tracking in 4K, but you'll have to do that in 2.7K. If we then look at slow-mo, there's no further options here, but it's 1080p and 4 times slow. And then if we go into time-lapse, you have time-lapse, motion-lapse and hyperlapse. Also, once you've selected one of these options on, say, the time-lapse or hyperlapse modes, you can hit the number at the bottom left if there's a blue icon, for example, and then you can change the speed appropriately. Finally, if we go into panoramic, you can then choose whether you want it 180 degrees or 3x3. Okay, if we look at the menu, if you swipe from top down, you'll be able to see the cog icon. If you swipe left, you can see quality. That's currently set to fine. In 4K you can't change this, but you can in 1080p. If you click on that, it will change it to super fine and you'll see 3 stars on there. However, like I said, I'm in 4K currently. Next, you've got the settings menu, which we'll go through in a second. After that, you have this option here to either fill the screen. However, I prefer that we change that to widescreen, which is the actual image that you're going to get. The first version like this is actually cropped or kind of stretched to fill screen, and that's the true image, as you can see there. The next thing is AFC. So you had AFC or AFS. That's continuous or spot focus. Spot focus is good if something's not moving and it's going to stay in the same distance and you can click on it and it will always stay in focus, whereas I tend to leave it generally on continuous, where it'll autofocus as and when required. Next, we've got normal v pro mode. So if you go to normal mode, it's with a black background behind pro. If you click on it, it'll fill that background. And you can see that because as I've turned it on, if you swipe back up, you can see on the top left we've got a little video icon which says Pro. However, if we go back and turn that off, you'll see that now it's gone and it's just a standard video icon. Okay, so if we go next to brightness, this is simply the screen brightness, and obviously that's to help you during the day, and if it's sunny you can obviously turn the brightness up so you can see the display a little better. Finally, we have this last option here, which is for when you are using a waterproof case. Okay, if we go into the settings menu, we have a couple of things here. Firstly, you've got the battery percentage at the top left. You've got calibration at the top right, where you'll have to place the gimbal on a flat surface and let it auto calibrate. You've got tilt control, which you can turn on and off, and that will stop the camera on the gimbal from tilting. And then you've got auto power off. So in here you can set the time that you want it to automatically turn the gimbal off. So in this example, I've got it set to 10 minutes. If you swipe across, you can see your storage remaining on your SD card. You've got anti-flicker hertz, so you can set that to 50 or 60 hertz. You've got accessories, which if you go in here, if you had any accessories connected, you can actually calibrate those. Or you've got more. So if you click on more, you can see your language information, resetting the device, and then device info, which shows you stuff like firmware, serial numbers and so on and so forth. Finally, the last bit is ketone. So if you have that on, what it will do is make a noise when you press record and also make a noise when you stop recording. Next we're going to look at Pro settings. So if you click on the top left, and this will bring you to your Pro settings menu. So the first thing you've got is color. By default it's set to normal, which is kind of best used in situations where you're not doing color grading in post-production. However, if you are, then turn it on de-cine like. This will give you a much flatter looking video, however gives you much more kind of maneuverability and capability to adjust colors in post-production. The next thing you have is white balance. So you can adjust the white balance color by choosing some presets such as cloudy, sunny and so on. However, you can also click that person icon and then adjust it manually by using the K, so whether you want 5500K for daylight and so on and so forth. So that's completely up to you and how you want to do it. You could also just click on white balance and choose auto. The next thing that we've got is exposure. So if we click on that and then you change from auto to manual, in here you have the ability to change the shutter speed and also the ISO. So you want to keep the shutter speed around double your FPS. So because I'm shooting in 4K 60 frames per second, I'll leave it 1/120, and then you want to keep the ISO as low as you possibly can. This will make the image darker, so ideally you would want to have some external lighting to light up your subject or your image or whatever you're taking a video of, but the lower the ISO the better. Because it's got a small sensor, it does get quite grainy if you do bump the ISO up. So the lower you can have it, the smoother and clearer image you'll have. You also have the option to click auto, and here you can then just adjust the exposure, and that will change the ISO and shutter speed accordingly. Last, you've got the volume. So if you click on that, you have the option to choose microphone levels. So you've got low, medium, high and auto. I tend to leave this on auto. Just be very careful that you're not blocking the microphones over there or on the bottom of the DJI Osmo Pocket. And that's pretty much it for all the menu settings. What's key is getting this out and about and actually using it and tweaking it and understanding the settings in more detail. So that will give you a basic overview of the full functionality of the device. Now, as and when and how you use it is completely up to you. So if you need any more support, just let me know in the comment section below. But the best thing to do, and from my kind of experience, is taking it out and using it in different kind of weather conditions and seeing how you need to adjust the ISO or shutter speed accordingly. Alright guys, we're going to wrap the video up there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and it helps you set up your DJI Osmo Pocket. As you get to grips with it and use it more and more, you can tweak the settings as and how you require. If you guys can make sure you subscribe and like and comment, that'll help me grow the channel like I mentioned before, and then I can keep giving you guys more helpful content back. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for your support guys. See you next time. Peace.